Did the Queen of Egypt really drink a $10 million cocktail? You've probably heard the story. Cleopatra takes a massive pearl, drops it into a cup of vinegar, watches it dissolve, and then chugs the whole thing just to win a bet. But there is a massive problem with this story that historians have been fighting about for 2,000 years. See, if you go to your kitchen right now and drop a pearl in vinegar, nothing happens. It just sits there. So, did this actually happen? Or is it just another lie made up by the Romans to make her look reckless? The answer comes down to a weird chemistry experiment that proves Cleopatra was even smarter and more dangerous than you think. To understand why she would do something this insane, you have to understand the guy she was trying to impress, Mark Antony. Imagine the richest guy you know, but with zero taste. That was Antony. He arrives in Alexandria and tries to show off. He's throwing these massive Tacky banquets, piling up gold plates, roasting 8 boars for 12 people, just excess for the sake of excess. He thinks he's dazzling her. But Cleopatra? She's a Ptolemy. Her family has been ruling Egypt for centuries. She looks at his luxury and basically yawns. She tells him, "This is cute, Antony, but I can spend 10 million sestertii on a single meal." For context, 10 million sestertii was enough to buy a small country. It's an absurd amount of money. Antony laughs in her face. He takes the bet. He thinks it's impossible because there's physically no way to eat that much food. The next night, she sets up the dinner, and it's normal, nothing special. Antony starts gloating. He thinks he's won. He asks for the bill. That's when she makes her move. She calls for a single glass of vinegar. She's wearing these earrings. The Roman historian Pliny claims they were the largest pearls in the entire world, passed down through kings and queens. She takes one off. Now, this is where the science gets tricky. Pearls are made of calcium carbonate. Vinegar is acetic acid. Technically, yes, acid dissolves calcium, but vinegar is weak acid. If you've ever done the egg in vinegar experiment in school, you know it takes days for the shell to get soft. Cleopatra didn't have days. She had a dinner conversation. She needed that thing to disappear in minutes for the trick to work. If she dropped it in and it just sat there, clinking at the bottom of the cup, she looks like an idiot and she loses the bet. So, for centuries, chemists said Pliny was lying. They said the reaction is too slow. They said she must have swallowed the pearl whole and just pretended it dissolved, or maybe she swapped the vinegar for something stronger, which would have burned her throat out. But a few years ago, a classicist named Prudence Jones decided to stop guessing and actually do the experiment. She found out there are 2 secrets to making this work, secrets Cleopatra would have known because she wasn't just a pretty face. She was actually highly educated in science and poisons. First, the vinegar. You can't use the stuff you put on a salad. Ancient Egyptian vinegar could be concentrated to be much stronger. But the second trick is the game changer. If you just drop a whole pearl in, the surface area is too small. It takes too long. But if Cleopatra had crushed the pearl beforehand, or if the pearl had a crack in it, the reaction accelerates wildly. There's a theory that she might have subtly crushed it in her hand, or used a hidden tool right before dropping it in. When calcium carbonate hits strong acid, it fizzes. It bubbles violently. It releases carbon dioxide. So picture this. The room goes quiet. Antony is watching. The cup starts hissing. The liquid turns milky white. It's basically a science fair volcano in a goblet. And then she has to drink it. This is the part nobody talks about. She didn't just drink vinegar. She drank a bubbling, high-acid sludge of dissolved calcium. It would have tasted absolutely vile. It would have burned going down. It probably caused a massive stomachache immediately. But she didn't flinch. She downed it, turned the empty cup upside down, and looked at Antony. The judge of the bet declared her the winner before she could reach for the second earring. This wasn't just a party trick, it was a power move. She was showing Rome that Egypt was so wealthy, so powerful, that they could literally consume a fortune as a beverage and not even care. It terrified them. It proved she wasn't just rich, she was willing to destroy something beautiful just to prove a point. So the science holds up. It is possible. It's dangerous, it's gross, and it's expensive, but it works. I have to ask though, if you had $10 million and someone challenged you, would you spend it on a mansion, or would you drink it just to see the look on their face? Tell me in the comments.